Well, hey, good afternoon, guys. Hope you're all having a good weekend. I did want to make a quick video on replacing the head unit in my FD. I didn't do a step-by-step video on it simply because it is pretty straightforward, and there are a lot of videos out there if you search YouTube and stuff like that where it talks about how to do it, more step-by-step. But I did want to make a quick video, just kind of giving my 2 cents on the installation. So first of all, the couple of videos that are out there, I tried to do basically exactly what they did. Apparently, in a lot of them, the Pioneer unit that they reference is no longer available or no longer made. So this is the one I ended up going with, and it functions the exact same way. It just like I said, if you look at some of the more in-depth videos out there, the unit that they're referencing, at least when I tried to track it down using the part number, it didn't exist anymore. One thing you will need is this installation kit. I'll hold that there for a second so you can see the part number. This comes from Pioneer as well. It's really great. I mean, it pretty much comes with everything you need, but you will absolutely need it because if you buy the head unit, it literally just comes with the unit. It doesn't come with like the cage or the brackets or anything like that. If you buy the installation kit, it comes with all the brackets that you need. It also comes with the little, whatever you want to call these things, little U-tabs or whatever that you need to press into your stock unit to remove them. So that's really good. It comes with everything. It comes with basically everything you need. Now, you'll also need a male-to-male antenna cable if you want to use your stock antenna, because for whatever reason, unlike most stereo units, the back of your stock unit will have a female end, and then the back of your aftermarket will have a female end, but your stock unit will actually have the male end sort of attached to the back of it to where you can't remove it, and then the actual wire that goes to your car antenna will be a female end as well. So you'll need this male to male end adapter. The FD, for whatever reason, has two antennas. I wish I could tell you why. I don't know, but it does. So it has the one that, the standard one that goes up and down when you turn on the radio, and then it's got another antenna on the hatch. I don't know why both of them are there, but apparently you only need the one. So that's what we got here. You also need, you don't need this, but this will make your life a whole lot easier if you buy this wire adapter kit here. And basically what this is, so I bought an extra one by mistake, so I said I already installed it on my car. But, it comes with two pigtails, which are really nice. And then this is what you're going to need to plug into the harness, the stock wiring harness that's on your car. I mean, these are really great. It's literally you're matching color for color from the wiring harness that comes out of your aftermarket unit. You match it color for color, and then these will plug into the wiring harness that's on your main on your harness on the interior of your car. Really super easy. Like I said, it's almost exact one for one color, and if not, it actually gives you a guide here on the back too on what they should match up with. Now, one thing I will say though that was a little bit unclear is that so on your stock unit, or excuse me, on your aftermarket unit and on this wiring harness, you'll notice that you're going to have these two. I mean, everything else is pretty much just match it color for color, more or less. But you're going to have these two wires here, one of which is a solid blue and one of which is blue and white stripe. So the blue and white stripe actually goes on to the wire that goes to your amplifier, and then this blue wire here is supposed to go to the antenna, so that way when you turn your stereo on, the antenna will go up. Now the stock wiring, or I'm so sorry, the aftermarket harness had a blue and white wire. It didn't have a solid blue wire, so what I did is what that does is, like I said, it provides power to the amp, so the amp comes on when you turn on your radio, and then it provides power to the antenna, so the antenna goes up when you turn on your radio as well. Now, there wasn't a solid blue wire on the aftermarket harness. Basically what I did is I just spliced these two together, so that way every time I turn on the radio unit or the head unit, power goes to both the amp and to the antenna, which works. But the thing is, every time I turn on the car now, the antenna goes up. So I would kind of prefer it to where it only went up if I had the radio on, not necessarily if I'm, using like my iPod, or if I'm, playing music off like a USB board or something like that. So anyway, that's the way I got it now, and it works. It works fine. It's just a little bit anyway, not super happy. I read online, I read on some of the forums where someone was talking about basically taking this wire and then getting like a switch, like a fog lamp switch or something like that, and wiring it, and basically using one of the empty slots in your center console, and then wiring this, basically wiring a switch into that, and that way it looks stock and clean, and you have a way to actually, control whether or not the antenna goes up. So I might get to that a little bit later, but for right now. Anyway, the other problem I'm running into is, so I do have the Bose system on my Touring X FD, and yeah, I'm running in the same problem that sounds like everyone else is running into too, where I think the amps are blown. It's a little bit hard to troubleshoot it because, from my understanding, there's at least 5 amps on this thing, right? So there's a center speaker amp, there's an amp for each door speaker, and then there's 2 amps in the back. So it's working. It just, the center speaker's not really working. The the driver's side door speaker is not really working, and the rear 2 subwoofers aren't working all that great either. So I think it's an amp problem. So we'll see. The problem is parts are kind of hard to come by. I don't know how I'm going to solve that problem. I found a couple things on a couple vendor online that will repair your amps, so I'm going to contact them tomorrow and see what they say. So more to follow on that. I know there's a couple different ways to solve that problem, about like bypassing the Bose system altogether and just yanking it out. Some people say it's not the greatest system anyway, like it was pretty nice in the 90s, but now it kind of sucks, so you might as well just yank it out and put an updated amp and better speakers and stuff. So, but I don't know if I want to get into all that, and it was a somewhat quote-unquote rare option. So I do want to kind of keep it, but like I said, I don't know if I want to get all into the tearing out the entire system and then trying to wire it all in with a new system. But anyway, more to follow on that. But like I said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about those finer points. Otherwise, it was really simple install. Didn't really take long at all, provided you buy these items, like I said. So I'd highly recommend getting the pigtails, and like I said, if you want to use your stock antenna, you're going to have to get that male-to-male adapter. So, all right. Anyway, everybody have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. And so that's the finished product right there. Like I said, it really does look nice. That installation kit really comes with everything you need, including this nice, trim bezel there to make it look, nice and finished. And yeah, I mean, really happy with everything. Looks really nice. So yeah, and at the same time, I ended up installing the control unit for my friggin' gauges. I'm just waiting on the center speaker gauge pod to come in to put them in, and but anyway, like I said, at the same time I did all the wiring for that. I ended up putting the control box in my glove box there. The reason why I kind of did that at the same time is because number one, kind of you end up in installing your control box, you end up needing to access a lot of the same shit, like an ignition source, a 12-volt battery source, so on and so forth. So instead of chasing all that down at different times, I just did it all together. So anyway, installing the radio took a little bit longer because of that reason. But anyway, that's the reason why I ended up doing it. And then I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can retain my stock center speaker there. What I ended up doing is I just ended up cutting a little tiny bit out, so I could sneak that wire past it. And it might not be possible. I don't know, but we'll see. So anyway. All right, everybody. Like I said, have a good weekend.